in terms of your or lack of belief in a creator and our belief in a creator, okay. Now, on the one hand, I'll say that we can't prove God exists.
I know, which is where faith comes in.
And you can't disprove God exists.
I cannot. Well, scientifically, I think I probably can. I mean, but okay, let's just go with you.
Let me go forward. Using the scientific method, the empirical scientific method, you can't disprove God and I can't prove God.
No.
Why? Because the science only measures the physical world.
Okay.
That we live inside.
That's all true. I'm going with you. I'm going with you.
It has no sort of way of measuring or proving the metaphysical. Metaphysical. For example, if you put God to one side for a moment, do you believe as human beings we have souls?
No.
Okay, you believe we have. What is the ingredient that gives our bodies life?
Well, that's a good one actually. But I don't believe it's a spark that comes from
Let me just say something. This is not about point scoring or anything like that. What I'm trying to say is that I can't prove God exists scientifically, and you can't disprove it exists. What I can give you is reasons for my belief, and you can maybe give me your reasons for your lack of belief. Okay.
So this is the thing.
Can I share with you my reasons for believing in a God?
Okay, but can you make it?
I'll keep it very short. Okay. I believe that this universe has not always existed, so it began to exist. Number one, and that it's illogical for this universe to have created itself. So the deduction of those 2 points is that A, it began to exist, okay, fine. 2, it can't have created itself. And the result of those 2 points is that something must have created this universe.
It's definitely an opinion.
Okay, I haven't mentioned religion. No. Okay, if I came as an religious person, I have no religion, but I believe in a creator. And I said, I believe God exists because this universe couldn't have created itself and it began to exist. Which do you believe the universe began to exist? The Big Bang, you said.
So, you see, so the big problem.
Now you can't pick and choose.
My father was an astrophysicist. Okay,
wow.
So when I talked to him about the creation of the universe, he never ever went, and and you're right. I can't prove either way.
Shall I tell you why you can't prove or disprove God scientifically?
No, I get it.
Shall I tell you what I mean? But why I said that?
Go on.
Because the measurement that you're using, i.e., science, the empirical method, is the wrong measurement. Why? It's like me giving you a scale, okay, and saying, "Tell me how tall you are." Okay. So it's not your lack of ability to derive your height, but it's the measurement I'm giving you is a scale that only weighs your body. Okay, it doesn't tell you your height.
No, I get all that.
So it's that measurement which is an issue. Now, what I'm trying to say is, I don't need to have proof for my belief. I need to have but I do need to have reasons, and those reasons are what can be scrutinized. And if they can stand up to scrutiny, then then you can say, okay, this makes sense. This is rational. It makes sense to up until that point. Now, I'd ask you the same. What are your reasons for not believing in a creator? I've given you my reasons.
Okay.
Do you recall what I said?
Yeah.
What were they?
You said that you believe because there was an irrationality between the creation of the universe and something not creating the universe, I think is what you said.
So I said that the universe can't have created itself, and the universe began to exist. So something created, and that thing itself must be uncreated, and otherwise you'll have otherwise.
If you're going to do that.
Why? I'll tell you why. Because then that entity. The reason why is because if that entity was created, you'll have an infinite regress of entities who are created.
Exactly.
So it must begin with an uncreated entity.
Where did that come from?
This is what I said to you. It must be uncreated. It came from nowhere. It was always there.
Well, so then we get into another level of faith of this idea that there was an uncreated entity. Okay.
I'm saying this based on rationale and reason. What are your reasons?
All right. All I can do is this. It's like you go, okay. If you believe...
Because my belief is not an emotional belief, by the way.
In the Big Bang. If you believe that there was this thing the size of my fist that exploded to create our universe, then you have to go into creationism, which is everything that happens has to be a product of that explosion. It's like a grenade. The grenade explodes, the shrapnel goes somewhere. The shrapnel doesn't know where it's going. It's just going there because of this Big Bang.
Sure.
So if you believe in the Big Bang theory, you can't believe in predestination. Everything is predestined. If you believe in that, it has to be predestined. Yeah, the thing, it's like, so if I blow up a bomb, everything that happens after I blow up my bomb is predestined by the explosion that just happened. Okay. So if you believe in the Big Bang, that the fact there was this thing that created the universe, then you have to believe that everything is predestined, and therefore there is no self-will.
We do.
You asked me for a nutshell answer on why I believe in God, and I gave you a nutshell answer.
Yeah, it's good.
So could you give me one nutshell answer why you don't believe in God?
Because too many bad things have happened in my life.
So it's an emotional reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
My wife died, my mother died, my aunt died. I'm like, really? Is that what a good God is? Is that a God who is looking after my... No. So frankly, I don't need to believe in God. I'm going to die in fucking 10 years.
That's awful.
And
Okay.
am I going to go to heaven? No. It doesn't matter. If you said to me tomorrow, you have cancer, you're going to die in a week, I'd be like, yeah.
Listen, you seem like a rational, intellectual person, as far as I can derive. The reasonings that I've given you for believing in God have been rational and consistent.
They are.
The reasonings that you're giving me for disbelieving in God have been emotional. Okay,
that's fine by
emotional.
me.
That's fine. Now, just because a bad thing happens doesn't mean that the universe created itself and that we came from fish.
Well, that's kind of slightly oblique, but then my point is this. All right, I love it that you're here, guys. I love that you are going. That being a Muslim is a really good thing, because I do genuinely believe that I think the Qur'an is a good thing. I think, like all religious books, other people have come along and made it a bad thing. So I am in support of the One True Message Foundation. I will give you money to...
Thank you for your offer, but we're fine, thank you.
But my point is that I know that being a Muslim is a good thing, not a bad thing. It doesn't matter what happens under Al-Qaeda or whatever version of somebody who is interpreting the Quran. I know it's a good book, and I think it's lovely that you're doing this.
Thank you very much.
I'm not your audience. I'm not your man. So lovely to meet you.
Listen.
Thank you.
No. We're done. We're done.
Thank you for stopping. Thank you for stopping. Have a good day. Take care. Bye bye.